So this video is all about how to get the best out of that number 10 position. Attacking midfielder, shadow striker, whatever it may be, some people have trouble with it. And it just so happens that Real Madrid are excelling at it with Jude Bellingham. So the main thing I want to focus on is that front three up there. You can see I've got Vinicius, Rodrigo and Bellingham. That's kind of the way that Real Madrid are lining up this season, with these two here making the space for Bellingham in behind to cause havoc. So using the excellent resource here from betweentheposts.net, the link for that is in the description. You can see the way Real Madrid are kind of setting up this season. So Tchouaméni there in the central pivot, and then you've got either side of him Valverde, Cruz or Camavinga, whoever plays. But most importantly, up front there you can see Vinicius, Rodrigo, really central, but getting a bit wider. So normally last season they were playing a 4-3-3, really wide. Now they're playing central and then going wide, making the space for Bellingham. So that, in FM realms, for me, came to something like this. That's what I've came up with so far. Now it's key to point out that Toni Kroos role can change depending on the player. If he's not playing, Camavinga might pop in, and in that case, it might look something like that. But for most of this season, on this test with FM, I've used that sort of setup there. So what I've managed to get going in FM is that role there, Vinicius, going really wide perfectly. And if you look in the middle there, you can see Bellingham breaking in, acting like central striker when Vinicius has gone. You can also see Rodrigo down here, backing it up. Now if we play it on, it's perfect. Vinicius starts side, goes wide, and lays it inside, and Bellingham's there. This has happened time and time again. If I just pause it there, you can see from the other side this time, Rodrigo down here. There's Jude Bellingham breaking in for that number 10 position. Rodrigo instructed to go wider. Another perfect player for it. Holds it, Bellingham, bang. Perfect. So this led to a cracking season, yes, for Real Madrid, but we put teams away. We didn't lose many matches, just a couple here and there. Tight defeat against Man City, but goals all over the place. And that all-important number 10 role that we've been focusing on with Bellingham came up trumps with 30 goals and 11 assists. So that's 41 goal contributions through the season. And the front two didn't do too bad either. 42 goals from Vinicius and 32 from Rodrigo. So that's where we've got it working at the minute. I like it, it's working nicely. As I say, there is another version if Camavinga does play. Kind of drops in there because I see him less as a deep line playmaker. If Modric plays, he'll play a little bit advanced here. Now, if we're struggling to break a team down up here, sometimes I'm not opposed to making Vinicius or Rodrigo trequartista, and that'll mean they float around a little bit more. But in general, two advanced forwards so they can spread the play with a couple of PIs on them, you'll see there, we'll get to them later, staying wider, making the space for Bellingham to bomb through. So in a pretty competitive season where two other teams got over 90 points, we did take the title with 99 points. And you can add 120 goals to the mix as well, so 3 per match. Very, very nice. If I was to play the season again, I came up against Man City, I would probably mess around with the out of possession stuff because Carlo Ancelotti is not opposed to dropping into a mid block or even a low block, so that's probably an option for away games, such as the game against Barcelona, which we lost as well. Potential weak points of the formation. Any formation that's narrow like this, you're going to ask a lot of your wing backs down the sides, so you may be vulnerable to crosses out wide, so keep an eye on that. I guess to really make this tactic fire, you want two strikers like Real Madrid have that are equally comfortable sitting out wide as wingers as well. So when they do drift out wide, they can whip it in and Bellingham can jump in there as that fake striker. But that's what we came up with this week, inspired by Ancelotti's new Real Madrid and focusing on that number 10 role. Player instructions on the way.